this is a $5 latte. You would need to cut over 7,000 of them just to hit the median down payment. So guess what? The fastest way to buy a home isn't to cut lattes, it's to follow a real plan. And that's exactly what this video gives you, a 3-step playbook to save smarter, including how much to save, how to fix your savings, and how to stress test your budget for free. And yes, you can still get that matcha latte. That's pretty good. By the way, I'm Nathan, helped over 500 families, bought and renovated over 15 units, and mortgages all I do all day long. All right, check this out. You wouldn't start a road trip without a destination. So why save without a target? Let's talk about how much to save. We're going to figure out your S.O.S, or your speed of saving. It's actually how much you're setting aside each month, and then you're gonna project this into the future. So I like to start by looking at the past 3 to 6 months of your bank statements. Most banks show your total deposits and your total withdrawals on the very first page. So you're gonna take your total deposits and subtract it from your withdrawals. So it's just those two numbers, and don't go through all your transactions and trying to do the hard math that way. Most bank accounts will have those two numbers at the very top. So then the difference between the two, that's your speed of saving, or your total deposits minus your total withdrawals. Now multiply that by how many months you plan on saving. So is it 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and whatever your timeline is. So let's say, for example, it's $2,000 a month is your speed of savings, and you want to save for 12 months. So at the end of the year, you're gonna have about $24,000 saved up. And here's the great thing about this exercise. Either you found out you're good to go, or worst case, you did the math and you don't have enough, but you know what to focus on. But here's where first-time home buyers mess this up, and it costs them years. Before we talk about saving more, we got to talk about saving smarter. So this is the warning to first-time buyers. Warning number 1, you need a real target. That means speaking to a mortgage advisor who can help you calculate what you actually need to save and not what just sounds good. And if you already talked to somebody and you felt like it wasn't helpful, you don't have a money problem, you have a who problem, meaning you got to find a better mortgage advisor. Warning number 2, time is not on your side. So let's say we have an example where it takes us 2 years to save up $20,000, right? And you want to lower your payment by $100 a month. So by the time you get there, what if rates would have gone up and home prices would have gone up? So then your payment still ends up being higher. Now you're actually back at the same spot. That's why this next part matters. If your saving speed isn't where it needs to be, it doesn't mean just give up, it means optimize. These are the 3 levers that lenders look at when approving a mortgage, and you want to figure out, what do I push or pull? So let's look at the low-hanging fruit. This is the lending trifecta. Here's the fastest wins I help clients get first. Let's start with income. If you get a tax refund every year, that means you're probably overpaying the IRS each paycheck. So you can adjust your withholdings and take more money now and use that to crush credit cards. So just think about this. The IRS has been borrowing your money at 0%, but your credit cards are at a negative 20% return. That's a terrible deal. And the next thing I like to look at is side gigs. And I get it. Nobody wants to Uber or deliver DoorDash, but remember, it's not forever, it's just for now. Good credit won't make you rich, but bad credit will definitely keep you broke. Paying off high interest debt should be the priority. One option, a retirement loan, not a withdrawal. So you want to use that retirement loan and use that to pay down any credit cards that are at 20% APR. And don't get me wrong, saving for retirement is important, but our goal is to create a strong foundation to build your future on. Second thing is, increasing your credit score can unlock 0% interest credit cards. It's like pausing the debt treadmill so that way you can catch up and get some breathing room. And this part is very important, and buyers mess this up all the time. Do not stack up new debt once you actually get that breathing room, meaning we're not gonna get more debt because we think the 0% interest is free money. And finally, for assets or money saved, this one's a no-brainer. Open a high-yield savings account. A high-yield savings has over 40 times better returns than a regular savings account. I like to think about it this way. So just imagine your hourly rate, or whatever your salary is, and multiply that by 40. Yeah, that's a lot, I know. So the same exact thing with a high-yield savings compared to a regular savings account. You're putting in the same effort, you're putting in the same hours, but you're getting 40 times the bang for the buck. And I personally use Amex and Wealthfront, but there are plenty of other solid options out there. Now you know what your goal is, you've got a realistic plan to grow your savings, but are you actually ready for the cost of owning a home? In chapter 3, we're gonna run a simple test that shows you for free. I call this the Homeownership free trial, where you get to test out your monthly budget before you buy anything. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this before, so I'm stamping this on the internet. All right, so let's say your home has a payment of $4,000 a a month as this hypothetical example. And right now your rent is $2,500. So the difference between the two is $1,500. So here's the secret move. You want to set up an automatic transfer of $1,500 a month from your main account to your savings account. But if you want extra credit, you want to transfer it to your high yield savings account that we talked about earlier. So remember, out of sight, out of mind. Live your life like the money's already gone, like you're already making the future mortgage payment. This does two powerful things. Number one is stress test your lifestyle. Can you still live comfortably, pay your bills, and eat out once in a while? Number two, it builds your down payment faster, because guess what? Every dollar you pretend to spend, you're actually saving. If the test works and you still feel good, bump it up a few $100s and repeat the homeownership free trial. If it doesn't work, maybe you had to pull money from the high yield savings account and move it back to your main account. That's still very valuable data. It tells you what you need to adjust now before you're actually locked into a home. And this is where I would go back to the lending trifecta and figure out what levers can I push or pull. And the best part is this entire test is free and you can repeat it as many times as you want. No contracts, just clarity. And I believe clarity creates confidence and confidence drives success. All right, let's crystallize the learnings from the savings playbook. First, we found out your S.O.S or your speed of savings. Then we used the lending trifecta to figure out what to push or pull. Then we ran your homeownership free trial. And again, you can do that as many times as you want. As always, I try to put everything into making the best videos in the mortgage space. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment what you want to watch next. Also, we touched on credit earlier, so if you're serious about increasing your score, watch my next video right over here where I talk about 5 ways to increase your credit score for free. So click here, I'll see you there. This is Nathan, signing out.